Good morning and welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Saxe, this first day of the new year, 2022. Let's take a deep breath together. Breathe in, exhale, relaxing the body and mind, relaxing our hearts, all that we feel. Releasing all tension, whether it's mental tension, physical tension, emotional tension. Letting the thoughts just drip through our minds, not being attached to any particular one. Just notice what we're noticing. And as we stay in this place of unattachment, we let ourselves settle into peace, into that place where we are more aware of the divine and aware of ourselves as divine expressions. We settle into that place that knows all things, that guides us, energizes us, animates us. Let's just settle here. This place where we know that we know that we know that we know. Just settle in. Letting go of all that you are for all the people in your life. All the hats that you wear, all the responsibilities that you shoulder. Just let it all go and just be. Just be. Just be. And from here, from this place of peace and power and strength, this place from which all abundance flows, we now sing our centering song, Spirit's Prayer.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore. Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore.
When I was woven together in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw me. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me, and the light become night around me, even then the night will shine like day, for darkness is as light to you. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. Search me, God, and know my heart, and lead me in the way everlasting. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
Wow, I love that one. That was beautiful. All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Very hot outside, so. Anyway. The Inspirational Moment, The Secret of Ages, Volume 2 by Robert Collier. And the word is choice. The world is to each one of us the world of his individual perceptions. You are like a radio receiving stations. Each moment, thousands of perceptions are reaching you. You can select the particular impression that will best serve you. You can hear only what you want to hear. You can shut out all disagreeable thoughts and sounds and experiences. You can tune in on discouragements and failures and despairs. Yours is the choice. You have within you a force against which the whole world is powerless. By using it, you can make it what you will of life and of your surroundings. Thank you, Father, for that. That's so true. I really love that. And our affirmation for today, if you guys will repeat with me 3 times, is, I have within me an invincible force, and it and with it I create a life of my choosing. I have within me an invincible force, and with it I create a life of my own choosing. I have within me an invincible force, and with it I create a life of my choosing. Thank you so much.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Wisdom's right around us all the time. If we just let it be, if we just open up, just open our ears, open our eyes, the answers are always there, always there. Mary represents love. Love always has the answers. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let's let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yes, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be. So if you've seen the movie Avatar, it's actually one of my favorites. There is a gentleman in the movie, the character Jake Sully. His twin brother was killed in action. His twin brother was slated to be, and it was in 3 years of training in order to go to a far-off planet called Pandora. And after his brother died, Jake stepped in, and actually he was a great candidate for this because they were twins, and so they had similar physical makeup. And the only problem was he was not trained for this mission, so the scientists involved were not really happy about this. And what's interesting is that Jake is a paraplegic, so he doesn't have the same physical characteristics, and that is a problem for the scientists. He goes on a mission in the beginning just to kind of see what's happening, and the Marines are giving him a really, really hard time because they're wondering, how is this going to work? This man's in a wheelchair. And they actually make fun of him, and they call him Meals on Wheels because they figure he's going to get eaten alive by the aliens there on the planet. So the scientist, when he goes on this mission, and it's time for this to happen, scientists ask him, why would you even do this? You're not even trained. You're not ready. And he says, I'm tired of all the doctors telling me what I cannot do. So Jake gets in the little capsule, and they start transporting him, his consciousness, into this avatar on the planet of Pandora. And Jake hasn't walked in a very, very long time, but in his avatar, as the avatar, he can. So he comes to consciousness on the table on Pandora, and he starts to wiggle his toes. And you can see the smile on his face. And he starts flexing his ankles. And then he gets up suddenly, and he sits up, and he wants to try out these legs because he has not walked. He has not walked. But this is a new kind of thing, and the scientists want him to lay back down, but Jake's not ready. He just wants to get up, and he wants to do this. And he jumps up off the table, and of course he's wobbly, and he's off balance. He doesn't know what's happening, but he wants to try it anyway because now he can walk. This is new for him. This is next level for him. And he ends up taking off on a run, still in his hospital gown. And we all know what a hospital gown looks like. It's all open in the back. And as an avatar, they're 10 to 12 feet tall. And he's got a tail that he's not used to. And he just takes off running. He takes off running because he's so joyful at being able to now run and do something he could not do before, and something the doctors always told him he would never do again. That he would never do again. And here, as his avatar, he is running across a field. And at one moment he stops and he just digs his toes in the earth. And he's feeling the earth on his feet. And he's just jubilant. I like the concept of an avatar because when you step into an avatar, you are able to do and be things that you normally would not do or be. Jake certainly experienced that. And he did become something else in that movie. In fact, he disobeys orders because they are to go in and they want to wipe out the native peoples there on Pandora so that they can mine this substance that's there. And Jake decides that he doesn't want that to happen. He resonates with the people on that planet. And he falls in love with one of the Na'vi, a woman of one of the native tribes. And so he goes in fully into being his avatar. I've used avatars myself when it was time for me to step into something new, something that was next level. Because part of me, the Kim personality of me, wants to stay and wants life like it is now, where I have mostly everything figured out, as much as we can figure out life and have control of it, right? But then that part of me doesn't always want to go forward. And so I knew at some point, this is when I was writing my book, I knew that I was going to have somebody that I could look to, my higher self, my avatar, that was the published author. And let her make decisions for me. Because Kim just wants to watch Netflix and take naps. But a published author might choose to have a much different afternoon than Kim would. And so throughout the day and throughout the week, I would ask myself, what would, and I called her, so my business at the time was called the Global Red Circle, and I called her the Global Red Circle Woman, because I knew what she looked like, what she would do, how she acted, how she dressed. Perhaps there were some things that I would change in my home. It was interesting that when I stepped into this avatar, a whole lot of things about my surroundings and my life shifted as well. It wasn't just about the decision making. A lot of things shifted. And so I would have a block of time available, and I would say, so Kim wants to watch movies and have hot tea, or maybe read a book and be the lady of leisure that I believe I truly am. Independently wealthy in my mind, of course. And so I would ask, but what would the Red Circle Woman do right now? And often the answer was, she'll go and do a couple of things that are on my list of things to do and then reward herself with time off, with a movie or two. And maybe I don't watch 3 or 4 movies in the afternoon. Maybe I just watch 1 or 2. Or maybe 1, or maybe not at all. And she made my decisions for me sometimes. Sometimes I would overrule her and say, no, I'm just going to lay down. And on those days, I gave myself grace. But more and more, I didn't have to talk about her like she was something separate from me. And then I stepped into being her, the Red Circle Woman, most of the time. It was interesting when all of a sudden I realized, she is me. She always was, actually. She always was. Because when we're going to the next level, we're being called to something that is already within us. It's not separate. It's not different. It's already there, and everything we need in order to fulfill that mission is already within us. It already is us. It's already in our consciousness, or else you could not have conceived it. But in our humanness, sometimes we say that we're not ready for something, or that we can't do that. We have fears and doubts around it. And so we make it something other than us. However, if we keep asking that higher self, that avatar, what is it that you want now? What is it you truly want now? Because our souls really want what you're being called to. You really want that. But your rational mind is saying, I just want what's comfortable. So let's be comfortable. And we can find comfort in the uncomfortableness if we will let ourselves do that. And the more we are in that discomfort, and we say that I'm willing to be comfortable in my discomfort, at some point you will realize I'm not uncomfortable anymore. This is who I am. This is who I am. And just like Pete read, we make choices and we discover that we want, and we will then do what best serves us. Sure, we could choose the fear, the discouragement, and the despair, but we can also choose the other messages. of affirmation, of love, of strength, and of power, and of wisdom. So now that we are headed into next level living, we've now crossed that boundary of 2022. It's time to stop thinking and start doing. So in the last couple of weeks, we've been just allowing ourselves to be open to whatever it is that we're being called to right now. What's the next level? What's the next level? What are you being called to? And most of the time we know we're just doing this. I'm invisible. I don't hear. I don't see. No. I hear it, but not listening. Not listening. Right? So most of us know. But we've been choosing otherwise. We've been choosing otherwise. If you still don't know, that's okay. But it requires that you be in the silence, slow your roll, R-O-L-L, the roll that you do through life, the hamster wheel, remember? The wheel. You know, you're on the wheel, you keep going, you're going so fast, you don't hear anything. Spirit's talking to you, getting wisdom all the time, you're being called to things, but you're plugging down the road, you're on the wheel. And the wheel, the noise is keeping out Spirit's voice. So slow down if you're willing to. If you're willing to, and listen. And ask. If you don't know, if you just need to hear it again, sometimes you need to hear it again. Because sometimes we hear it and we say, okay, I've done it before, I've done it, so I know. That's somebody else's message and somehow I picked it up. Spirit cannot be talking to me right now about that. I've done it, so I know. I know you're there. But allow yourself to listen. If you need to hear it again, you can ask the universe, Spirit, God, infinite wisdom to tell you again. Tell me so I'm sure. And you'll get the answer again. In whatever way Spirit can use to reach you, that you will understand. And so remember, after that, the step was saying yes to it. Looking at it and just saying yes, 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 yes. And now it's time to take a step forward and do the first thing that Spirit is telling you to do. So I don't know what that is. If you're supposed to now express your creative side more, I don't know why I keep thinking of painting. I'm not going to paint. I'm not. I don't know, but it just keeps coming up for me. Maybe it's time to go to the craft store and buy a canvas and paints if you don't already have some. Get an easel, set it up, make a space in your home so that you can do what you're being called to do. And even if you do that, that's a step. And then you set it up in your house, and you don't have to paint right away. Just look at it. Walk by the blank canvas and look at it. And be comfortable with that. Get comfortable with the canvas. And as the painter, and ask yourself, as the artist that I truly am, what do I want to paint now? What color do I want to pick up? What brushes do I want to use? What do I want to express through art now? What is Spirit calling me to express? And then maybe the next step is pulling a chair up to the canvas and starting to do whatever painters do, artists do. I don't know what that is. Perhaps if you're being inspired to write, just get a blank book and a pen and sit and maybe put music on to inspire you, whatever it is. And just write, whatever comes. Doesn't have to be a bestseller this week. Just write. And allow yourself to step into this space as Spirit is calling you forward. That's what next level is. And ask yourself, even when you're afraid of it, ask yourself, what is it that I fear? What do I fear about this? 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 Perhaps you have to have an affirmation ready for those times when you're being doubtful and fearful. Something that propels you forward to do what you're called to do. Be willing to do the one step, the one thing. You don't have to do it all right now this week. Just be willing to take a few steps. It only starts with one. So I started mine. I've been called out for a long time, so it's like a year. And I was working on it, but not in earnest. So Next Level was calling me out for a while and not doing it. So just kind of working and doing it, letting other things get in the way and not making it a priority. And then finally, the end of the year was coming, and I was just at that place where I said, okay, this has got to start, got to start. And I didn't want to wait till January 1, so I started the middle of last week. And sent out an email to 200 of my friends and colleagues about my peace initiative. And after I hit send on that email, as I'm hitting send, my heart is beating out of my chest. Because I'm thinking people are going to laugh, nobody's going to want to do this, oh my God, what are they going to think, what is she up to now? Oh, what's going on? And my heart's beating, and I'm going into the app to see how many people opened up the email. I'm going, oh my God, I forgot she was on the list. What's she going to think? Oh my gosh. And I just spiraled, and I did that for a while. All afternoon, my heart was beaten out of my chest. It was terrible, terrible. And finally, I had to stop looking at the app because I kept seeing another person. I was, oh, I should have deleted them. I don't want to know what they think. Oh my gosh. And it wasn't until the next morning that I was happy about it. That the fear went away because I thought, oh my gosh, I did it. Oh my gosh, I did it. And then I'm happy, then I'm excited. And then you talk about the fire being under me. There was no asking whether or not I wanted to not watch Netflix and do a couple of things around this peace initiative. I had to, because now people know. I had to. I've done more work on that thing in the last week than I have probably in the last 3 months combined. I've had to figure stuff out quickly. Because people are going to ask. I got to get information out. People are signing up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But it was a good thing. So it was a little uncomfortable. And there were a couple of times I ran out. I would go sit at my desk and do a couple of things. And I would say, oh my God, I don't know how to do that. I'm going to have to figure that out. And I would literally run out of my office, go into the living room, throw myself on the couch, and breathe deeply. And I'm trying not to hyperventilate. And I'm going, oh God. Oh God, oh God, how's this going to work? How's this going to work? I don't know what I'm doing. Why the heck this was a good idea? Why did I send that email? What the heck is going on? And so I'm sitting on the couch having a fit. And then I would take a deep breath and say, I got to figure this out. And I'd get up off the couch, walk back in my office, sit down at my desk, and I figured it out. And that probably happened 4 or 5 times in the last couple of days. Stuff was coming to me as I'm in bed last night. That's how I could do one thing, because now I have to get an email out to the people who have signed up. And I don't know how to do it and just have a couple of people get an email and not the whole database. So it looks like I'm going to have to bring in a third-party platform in order to do that, which I haven't figured out yet, but I know how to get those few emails out now because I got inspired at 11:30 last night. And I got up and I wrote it down so I would remember today. I've never felt more alive. Never felt more alive. But this is what it might look like when you get into next level living. Just like the avatar, just like me. You might be doing this, wondering what's going on, hyperventilating, heart beating out of your chest, worrying what people are going to think. People are always going to think something. Let them think it. All that's important is that you are called to do something important in your life and in the world. And when you change your life, the world shifts. Always. It can only shift as you shift. And as you bring more goodness to your life, the planet experiences more goodness and more growth. And like I've told you before, people will know something that something is different about you without you opening your mouth and telling them. They will know that you've stepped into next level living. And they may not know what to call it. So if all of a sudden people are looking at you like, did you change your hair? What is that? I don't know. You might have new glasses, but I don't know, and all you've changed is this. Your consciousness. You are now more in touch with who and what you are, which is a divine expression that is always in the process of creation, always going to the next level. And now you are consciously going to the next level. Consciously deciding, I'm going to step more into my power like I've never done it before. So I can't promise you it's going to be pretty or easy or a straight road. But I can promise you that once you say yes and you start taking step after step after step, that train will be chugging down that track like it never has before. I was telling Jan the other day, it felt like when I first hit that send on that email, that I was running next to the train. The train was smoking down that track without me, and I'm trying to run. You ever seen a movie when somebody's running next to a train and then they leap on? And that was me when my heart was beating out of my chest. So now I have firmly walked through the train. I'm sitting in the front car. I don't always have my hands on all the controls right now. But at least I'm sitting in the front car feeling like I'm driving this thing. It's an exciting place to be when you're in the state of creation. When you are doing things you've never done before. Things you wouldn't dare to do. And I know you're called to it. We all are. Because life is not about being static. When life gets static, it's dead. Whatever it is. When you're done, you're done. We'll be having a nice little memorial for you up here, telling stories about you. Or you can decide that you have laid down way before your heart has stopped beating. And you're just going to try to toe the line. There is no towing the line. You're either moving forward or you're going backwards. That's the nature of life and creation. It's hard to toe the line. It takes a whole lot of power and strength. And it's exhausting. Exhausting. I have more energy now that I've started this thing and hit that send on that email than I did before. It was harder to keep my consciousness positive. I heard those voices of my doubts and fears more loudly. They caused me stress. I was spiraling down quickly. And after I named one person that might laugh at me, then I could name 15 or 20 more who could possibly laugh. They might all be laughing. I don't care anymore because Spirit is guiding me through this. And I'm experiencing myself as that next level avatar. I'm not completely in it right now, but man, I'm feeling it. Some days I get it and I go, ooh. And then I run back out. And my heart starts beating again. But I don't get into that fear place as much anymore. Less time. And I think, oh, okay, the first couple of times it worked. I'm going to step back in again, do something else. I'm telling you, it's an exciting place to be. And I believe you will feel more peace knowing that you're doing what you're called to do. We sleep better. We feel better. We are more engaging and more authentic in our relationships when we're doing what we are called to do. When you start taking steps forward, everything that you need will start coming, will flood towards you. Before I hit send, I didn't always know what it is I had to do. What's the information I need to send to people? I've promised to send people something every single week. And before I hit send, I didn't know what that looked like completely. I knew what the first couple of weeks might look like. And now that inspiration is coming fast and hard. I probably have 4 or 5 little Post-it notes on my desk right now, stuck in different places, because I just grabbed something and wrote it down so I would not forget what the inspiration was and stuck it on my desk. I'm going to have to find a book to put them in so I don't lose them. And so I can keep track of them. That's how fast the information is coming. And not because it's not happening while I'm sitting in meditation. I was cooking the other night and one came up. I thought, oh, I better write that down. It was on the back of a recipe because I'm cooking. It's all coming. It's all coming. And it will happen for you. But you got to say yes and step forward. Do the thing that you're being called to do at this day and this moment. Don't look at the rest of it. Forget about the rest of it. You don't have to think about what the canvas is going to look like at the end. Just think about the brush you have to pick up now and the first color you need to put on that canvas. It's all you need to worry about. And then you do whatever Spirit calls you to do and let it come through you, through the brush to the canvas. And then you sit that down and you celebrate. And then when the next thing comes, when you know what the next color is put on the canvas, you pick that up and you do that. And you add that. Let it come through you, through the brush to the canvas. One step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. One step at a time. And then there is no fear. I fear things when I try to figure out the whole kit and caboodle and the ending picture. And then I think about how am I going to handle that? I don't know how to handle that right now. But what the universe will give me, what divine wisdom gives me, is what I can do right now, right here. That's all you have to do. The rest of it will unfold in good time, in absolute perfection. In absolute perfection. So start thinking about this avatar. You know what it is you're called to do, or you're going to prepare yourself to sit and get that information. And what is this avatar? Who is this person? Who is this higher self in you? What do they think? What do they do? What are their priorities? How do they work? How do they live? Do they shift in relationship? And if so, how? Perhaps you dress differently. I don't know. Perhaps you reorganize your home. Perhaps you start decluttering. I don't know what's going to happen. But it's going to seep into other areas of your life. It won't just be about painting on a canvas. It's not just about the Peace Initiative for me. I played racquetball different yesterday because of that. I wanted a greater challenge because of it. Was it scary? Yes. I was playing with somebody who's way outranks me. In fact, I have no business being on the same court probably. But I slowly figured out how to handle some of what was being slammed to me in the room. It was kind of funny, actually. Thank God there's no video. So I thought, what's this about? I've never wanted to play like this. I usually just like to run around and volley and do all this other, and just play on the court. And all of a sudden I'm thinking, okay, and I'm going to subject myself to punishment from a player that outranks me. But it was exhilarating, and I hung in there. And I kept saying, keep firing them at me, and it's the only way I'm going to learn. The only way I'm going to learn. Did I walk off of that court differently yesterday? Sure did. Maybe I'm capable of things I didn't know that I was capable of in that arena, on the court like that. I am a couch potato by nature. I don't work out because I do like the process of working out now, but I did not always, but I wanted what it gives me. I wanted the end result. I want it to feel good. And now I know it keeps me, my stress levels are way, way down when I work out. And when I get in a stressful situation, then I go to something physical to burn off that stress. And it's just fast and easy for me. And it makes me a much more wonderful person to live with. It does. It makes me happier. I sleep better. Everything's better when I work out. But I am Kim, the one who wants to watch Netflix, wants to be stretched out on the couch with a blanket all the time. All the time. But I ask myself sometimes, what do you really want? I want to feel good. I want to be calm and peaceful. So that means I have to work out. I got to burn off my type A stuff that I have. I have to calm this brain down. And the only way to do it is to wear my body out, and then I can't think of anything else. Because I'm flat out. But that works for me. That works for me. Your soul will tell you what works for you. It's already telling you. It's been telling you for years, hasn't it? And we don't listen to it all. We don't heed all of it, do we? So you know the answers. But it's up to you. What do you choose now? And so perhaps challenge yourself. I invite you to challenge yourself to develop an avatar. And ask the avatar, what would you choose right now? You know what we're being called to. What do you choose now? And start saying yes to your higher self, to that divine expression that knows what you want in the deepest recesses of your heart. Because I can promise you, whatever you're being called to is the answer to that. Or else you would not have conceived of it. So if you'll start doing it, you'll have joy and peace like you've never experienced before. Absolutely. You will learn things about yourself that you did not know. And that's exciting. Especially when you get to having a few more decades in the living. And you think you know yourself pretty well. And then you go, oh, look what I can do. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. And that I is you, the personality you, and the divine expression that is you. The divine wisdom that is you. and that is propelling you forward to have everything your heart desires. Everything your heart desires. Let's take this into meditation. So just breathe. And perhaps you've known for a while what this avatar, your avatar, is. How will they live? How do they navigate in the world? How are they in relationship? Perhaps it shifts your work life, your vocation, your mission. Perhaps it's an expansion of what you're already doing. What does that avatar look like? What do they choose? What has that avatar been asking you for months, perhaps for years? And just say yes and welcome to the avatar. Welcome to my life. And know that as you appraise this avatar, that is you. That is you. That is you. Always has been. Always has been. From the first moment, the all good said, "Let there be light." That same wisdom, that same all good that sits with you in the heights, stands with you, carries you in the depths. That comforts you in your darkest hours. That celebrates with you in your moments of joy. That same force that knits you together in your mother's womb. That is the same force calling you forward to the next level right now through the very thing that you are holding in your consciousness. That is the same force that has inspired you to create this avatar and is holding it up as a mirror to you. That is who and what you are. That is your prayer. That is your affirmation. And that is how you shall move your feet. One step at a time. Let's just be in the silence together as we appraise and love and say welcome to our avatars. Just take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in, saying welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, and thank you. One more time, inhale, hold it at the top. And exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. So from this place of peace and power and wisdom, we now say out loud the names of those for whom we want to pray. For Andrew and Lucy and Blake. For Beverly. For Melissa. PJ, Melinda. For Cheryl. For all of these beloved souls and for all those who are unnamed in this moment, but who we carry in our hearts and minds. We know that the all good is at work in their lives as well. And we hold the high watch for them in their time of need. We know that there is an inexhaustible strength, an invincible force within us. And we can share our strength, our power, our love, our wisdom with all those who are in need and still have plenty for ourselves. And so we enfold all those in this spiritual community in this prayer, all those who sit here in this room with me, and all those who watch us remotely, that we may continue to be beams of light, sharing our lights brightly, illuminating this world. And as we step into next level living, we share our gifts more fully with the world and bless it, and bless it, and bless it again. Amen. Now our prayer. Chip, where's the microphone?
And together, let's say our celebration of giving. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all the good that I am and have, all the good that I give and receive, and so it is.
Well, I came upon a child of God. He was walking on down the road, and I asked him, "Where are you going?" This he told me. He said, "I'm going down the Asgard's farm, gonna join a rock and roll band, and I'm gonna camp out on the land and get my soul free. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden, back to the garden, yeah, yeah. And I said, "Can I walk beside you? I have come here to lose the smoke, and I feel a something a coking and turning. Well, maybe it's the time of year, or maybe it's the time of man. I don't know who I am, but life is for learning. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden, back to the garden, yeah, back to the garden." And by the time we got to Woodstock, we were a 500,000 strong, and everywhere was song and a celebration. And then I dreamed I saw the bombers riding shotgun in the sky, turning into butterflies of our nation. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden, back to the garden, yeah, yeah, back to the garden. We are stardust, we are golden. We are stardust, we are golden. We are stardust, we are golden. And we've got to get ourselves, yes, we've got to get ourselves, yes, we've got to get ourselves back to the garden, back to the garden, yeah. Back to the garden, back to the garden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden, back to the garden.
let's take a moment to just say a prayer of gratitude for all of the amazing things that move in and through this spiritual center, that our beloved Unity Spiritual Center of Saxe. We thank you, God, for the treasures bestowed on us, the donations, the gifts, but also for the time that people donate, that they take their time to come here and contribute to this incredible community and bring their many gifts and creativity and ideas. And we thank you, God, for the musicians that make it so beautiful and so uplifting. And thank you, God, for our amazing spiritual leader, Kim Andrews. Thank you for blessing us with your presence and your wisdom and just being your authentic self and putting it all out there. We love you. Thank you, God.
Mission and vision.
If you'll repeat with me, please. We are spiritual. I'm sorry, let's start over. We are Unity Spiritual Center, Saxe. We are a thriving global community of spiritual seekers, transforming lives through love and the expression of our innately divine gifts. Our mission is to inspire spiritual and personal growth through the teaching and demonstration of unity principles toward the realization of living our best lives. Divine wisdom is at work in every area of our lives right now. Everything is always working out for us.
Thank you very much for being with us this Sunday, for lending your love, your joy, your presence, your light to who and what we are. It's the best place to be on Sunday mornings. Have a glorious day, have a glorious week, and keep thinking, welcome that avatar into your life, and take a step, take a step, take a step. Just one step. Namaste.
Namaste.